I have a question for what is holding up adoption occurring at a faster rate?
Cloud or outsourcing?
Both.
Start with cloud.
Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, hey, I want to go buy an ERP application today. Okay? I mean, this is a big decision. Most CFOs that are faced with decision, I mean, typically they're like the demographics in this room. Early mid-40s, mid-50s, they've got the job that they've worked hard to get, 2.5 kids in high school looking at college. They know that there's something wrong with the business. They know that they need to make a change. But then what? Guess what? They do this 2 or 3 times in their life. They're secure in what they've got. They've earned their way to where they are. Do they really want to be making this decision? But there's a lot of emotional conflict. There's a lot of internal conflict because, geez, what you spend on an ERP application could be spent on a new piece of machinery, another headcount, a marketing campaign, so there's conflict there. So it takes a while for people to realize that the inefficiencies in their business processes, the lack of timely information, all the costs that are impacting their business. Once they have that epiphany, it's usually a pretty quick sales cycle. Our sales process is typically 60 days right now from inception to close, which is not a long time. But there are a lot of things that impact that. Certainly economic uncertainty up and down here has people worry about making investments and changing. They're kind of riding the course to see if things come out. But I've got to tell you, we're growing very rapidly. We're selling and moving a lot of product. So I think the general challenge is having more events like what we're having today to make people aware of the benefits. Hopefully that they go back and investigate and start looking at what's going on in their business in the context of, hey, what's wrong? How many spreadsheets do we have? How long does it take me to access when I'm at home and want to get in and see something? What does it mean? What am I really spending on my total infrastructure? It's mostly an education issue.
I would agree. It's education, Gary. It's education and awareness. And it's regional and geographic. I've found we've been very successful with Intact, specifically Act 2, representing Intact in Austin, for example. And every time we went to Austin, the opening statement in the conversation about what is this particular company looking for is they said, well, clearly we're looking for cloud-based applications, and that was it. They're not considering on-premise. Austin is a high-tech place, right? They're ahead of the curve when it comes to technology. What I find here in Houston is there's a lot of education that I have to do. I mean, I actually sat down with one CFO who said, I'm looking at Intact and I'm looking at Great Plains. I could buy Great Plains for $30,000 today and I'll never have to spend any more money because I own it. Or I could pay Intact $30,000 a year. Why on earth would I ever want to do that? If you look at the article in your folders about what's the total cost of ownership of your accounting software, we've done a number of those analyses, and the average is over a 5-year period, it's going to cost you 9 times the license cost. So that's $270,000 instead of $30,000. So CFOs and business owners don't understand that. And then on the outsourcing side, it's a conversation about, okay, well, you guys are bookkeepers, so how do you get all my stuff from me so that you can, record it in the accounting system? And we say, well, let's just take a step back. We get all the stuff. Your vendors send it all to us, and all the information that you're going to need in order to generate a bill to your customer lives inside the system that we're hosting for you. And so get them up that learning curve, and we've got both learning curves on the outsourcing side because we use cloud technology, so we got to get them up the cloud learning curve and then get them comfortable that outsourcing actually works. And again, as Peyton said, events like this are important